waiting is over and the curtain's set to rise.
The March Madness continues.
We're not waiting for the madness to arrive. It's obviously already in full swing.
TSI Toronto Sports Insider has you covered with live radio streams of every single game.
Suggs for the win! Oh, yes! Did we just see what we think we just saw?
We are donating a percentage of our revenue every single game, every single month to SickKids hospitals.
And the flush! Slam down! You gotta love March.
Let's bring the fun and the craziness of March Madness together here on Toronto Sports Insider. What's up, Insiders? Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon, this evening, the middle of the night. Maybe you're having your morning coffee. Wherever you're watching from all over the world, we are going to have a short episode here on TSI where we're going to hang out and fill out our brackets right now. Make sure you guys check out the link that's pinned in the chat and join our Capital One Bracket Challenge pool through ncaa.com. When you join our awesome bracket pool, we are just hanging out together watching every single stream of March Madness live. 67 games, and you can track your bracket along with all of us here at Toronto Sports Insider and fans and viewers all over the world just by joining our group. So while you do that, we're going to take you through our picks. A good friend of mine, TSI Tim, will give you some of his insight as he does a little bit more of the betting stuff than I do. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am not giving any advice on picking teams because I truly don't know anything about most of these teams in the tournament. And that's what it's all about here on Toronto Sports Insider, is we're going to hang out and have fun and learn how to fill out a bracket over the next 30 to 40 minutes, followed by maybe a little bit of live Q&A with yours truly, hanging out with you. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button down below and share this link out so we can get more basketball fans, hockey fans, cricket fans, any type of fans, sports fans here in the house hanging out with us to make a difference in our community with the SickKids Hospital Bracket Mania campaign here on Toronto Sports Insider. Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. The one that's hanging out with us, getting ready to learn how to fill out a bracket for March Madness. No matter your experience level, no matter what sport you are a true fan of, like hockey here at TSI, the Leafs community, what's up to everybody from Leafs Nation? Please take a second to click the link that is in the chat and join our free Bracket Mania campaign group through ncaa.com Bracket Challenge. The link will take you right there. You can join up. It's absolutely free to get in because the prize is only a t-shirt. That's right, the champion will win a one-of-a-kind, special designed Bracket Mania World Champion t-shirt. Big stuff here. Big stuff. Bettors that are putting big money on the game, good luck. Have fun with that. That's not my jam. It might be yours. But hey, we're just here to have fun and chat it up and support SickKids Hospital in Toronto while we're doing so. Now let's get back into the action. Cheers, everybody. Good luck to your team. Happy Bracket Mania. We are underway. The Bracket Mania campaign on TSI for SickKids Hospital in Toronto is live. The link is pinned in the description, but we have another link that's going to take precedence today. We are filling out a bracket and you can too. Just make sure to check out the link that is pinned in the description to join our TSI group. We are doing a Bracket Mania group where you can join just by clicking that link. Let's fill out this bracket. Let's start it out. In the Auburn region, the South. Auburn against the winner of the play-in game. Make sure you are hanging out with us live. We will be live for every single game of March Madness. Starting with the first four. Alabama State against SFU. They're going to be going up against Auburn. Auburn's got that. No problem at all, even though they're coming off a loss in the semifinal against Tennessee. No worries. Now look, this is how you fill out a bracket, ladies and gentlemen. I used to fill out brackets like crazy. Back in the day, I ran the pool between lots of friends. $10 buy-in. Let's have some fun. This time we're doing it with fans all over the world for free. Nothing but a t-shirt on the line. The champion gets a custom World Champion t-shirt to be designed to celebrate their championship victory of a bracket during the Bracket Mania campaign for SickKids Hospital here on Toronto Sports Insider. Every single game on Thursday and Friday. It's going to be insane here on TSI. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be crazy. Madness. That's why they call it madness. You'll see in the video behind me, we will be doing an episode to talk about FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University, aka Dunk City. Look at those dunks behind me. I was just a young guy here in the Chicagoland area when this happened back in 2015, 2016. I was a season ticket holder after attending FGCU when they first made it to Division I. I spent lots of nights at Alico Arena when they were playing a Division III NAIA team that we have no idea where they were from. But we were there cheering them on every single game, at least about 20 or 30 of us in the student section. And I called this run once I watched them win the ASUN championship that year over Mercer. Let's get into picking the bracket. Don't think about it too much. Number one seeds have only lost once, maybe twice. I think just once. So then next up, the 8-9. Louisville against Creighton. 8-9 is a toss-up. Pick with whatever you want to pick. It's random. It's fun. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Pick the upset here or there, whatever. But 8-9 is always a shot. I like Louisville. I like the Blue Jays of Creighton. But I'm going to go with Louisville because I love that town. Michigan against 12, UC San Diego. This is always the upset special, the 5 seed and the 12 seed matchup. It always happens. I got to write down the percentage and find it out exactly, but I believe it's like 34% of the time in the recent years has a 12 seed beat a 5 seed in the tournament. It's crazy. So, make it happen. I'll go right here. Forget about the blue in Michigan. I'm a Gators fan. Who it's nice to see in the West bracket. You can see just down here, the Florida Gators are number 1 in the West, but we'll get there in a second. Cheers to all of the Raptors fans, all of the Toronto Maple Leafs fans, all of the Blue Jays fans, all of the Argos and the TFC fans. Toronto sports fans, it is my honor and privilege to be able to hang out with you all and stream sports. A radio broadcast, maybe you're watching on TV, maybe you've purchased a subscription service, maybe you're just looking for a bootleg stream. Whatever it may be, we're glad that you found us. You are making a difference just by being here. Let's get back to the picking of these games. Marquette and New Mexico, I have no clue. I'll go with Marquette since they're from Milwaukee. Now, let's jump in, and the next matchup, Michigan State against Bryant. Beware of the 15 and the 2 matchup. There's always seems to be an upset between a 15 and a 2. Not this one. Michigan State from the Big Ten gets it done. Auburn against Louisville. I think Auburn wins. UC San Diego against Yale. One of these is going to be a big-time upset, making it all the way through. I'm going to go with UC San Diego. Let's do it out on the West Coast. Big shout out to Brandy Gale, the best Leafs fan out in California. At least here on Toronto Sports Insider. Cheers, Brandy. Thank you for all of your support and hanging out with us every single Toronto Maple Leafs game out there in California. All right, next matchup, we've got Ole Miss against Lipscomb. Ole Miss. I'm going with Ole Miss. Got to go with the SEC there. Ole Miss was a decent team they're playing up against Arkansas. Marquette and Michigan State, I think the Spartans get it done. A 2 seed against the 6. Michigan State keeps moving. Auburn against San Diego. The Cinderella story ends for UC San Diego there. I'm going to go with Auburn. Auburn against Michigan State. I'm going to go with Michigan State. I have a feeling that Auburn, they couldn't get it done against Tennessee in the SEC Tournament Championship. So let's go with Michigan State. All right, so now we're going to do the West bracket. The West bracket, the Florida Gators. The Gators are a very dominant team. My pick there is easily the Florida Gators. They have dangerous players all over the court. Walter Clayton Jr. as well as the big man off the bench. Look out. That team is very, very dangerous. UConn against Oklahoma, an 8-9. Let's go with UConn because Memphis against Colorado State. Memphis as a 5 seed, Colorado State a 12 seed. There's that matchup again, but not every single 12 is going to beat a 5. So I'm picking Memphis in this one as the 5. Maryland against Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is another school that likes to do some upset business. I believe they've won a couple games in the tournament. I think they might do it again. They're going to upset Maryland and get into the round there against Memphis. Missouri against Drake. Mizzou and Drake, 11-6 matchup. I always like the 11 seeds in the 11-6. I'm going to take Drake from Iowa there. Texas Tech against UNC Wilmington. I'm going Texas Tech. Kansas and Arkansas. Kansas from the Big 12, so dominant, but not this year. They have not been so dominant. Arkansas, a good, solid, athletic team from the SEC, but I'm picking Kansas. St. John's against Omaha. St. John's wins the Big East tournament. You know what? I'm going to go with a crazy upset here. The 15 over the 2. I said it. I called FGCU back when they did it in Philadelphia and beat Georgetown, and it was so cool to have actually predicted that game right. So you know what? My shot on the 2-15 this year, St. John's, you're the 2 seed that's going down. Omaha gets the victory over St. John's. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Setting up a great matchup against Kansas. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, who cares? It doesn't work out. And it's March Madness. It's fun. Have fun with it. Enjoy yourself. Sit down, have the drink of your choice, whether it's pop, water, a cocktail, whether it's a beer, whatever it may be. Remember, we the North. Go Raptors, go. Fell just short tonight. But let's keep going here. Kansas and Omaha. I think Kansas will beat 15. Very rarely does a 15 seed make it all the way to the Sweet 16 like FGCU did. You've got Drake and Texas Tech. Texas Tech gets it done. Memphis against Grand Canyon. I've got to go with Memphis there. Florida and UConn. There's always a trap game. There's always a team that loses in the second round as a 1 seed that really has no business losing. I told you that Florida has special players on this team. However, I am a Gators fan. Leafs fans, you'll understand what I'm saying. My teams usually don't win. It was a very, very nice surprise to have the Gators win the SEC tournament, but I have a hard time picking picking tournament champion winners to actually win the SEC tournament or their conference tournament and then go on a run and win the NCAA tournament. Remember, the Gators, even with their byes, have still played 3 games in the SEC tournament. Now, you take those 3 games in the SEC tournament, and in order to win out, they would have to win 6 more games to win the national championship. I struggle to pick a team that has win 9 straight games in tournament-style competition against the best of the best. Therefore, I'm going to pick that upset here. The Florida Gators are going to go out. UConn gets it done. And I'm going to pick UConn again over Memphis. Check it out. We've got a really cool thing here from the Kansas 2022 run. This is going to go to a good friend of the show who is a big-time Kansas fan, Great Kate. This is pretty nice, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. I might have to keep it for the hub down here, but I told you could have it. And here is Kansas's run during the 2022 tournament, all the way to the championship when they beat the North Carolina Tar Heels. So this is where the run ends for the Kansas Jayhawks. It was a down season for Rock Chalk Jayhawks, but they go out in the Sweet 16 to Texas Tech and UConn. Texas Tech, I always like to see an upset pick go to the Final Four, and that's what I'm going to do again. I picked them to beat Florida. I will pick them, UConn, to face Michigan State, which means experience. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, is experience. When it comes to college basketball in this tournament, it is all about experience. So what it comes down to, for me, those two teams are consistently in Final Fours. Those programs always seem to produce. Michigan State and UConn fill out my south and west side of the bracket. Now let's move over to the east side of the bracket. Duke against AU or Mount. Duke will get it done even if Cooper Flagg is down with a injury of some sort, with the ankle, lower body, whatever. Next up, Mississippi State against Baylor. Mississippi State takes out the Big 12 foe. The SEC is just a better conference. Oregon against Liberty. I'm going to pick this 12 matchup as well I'm going to pick this 12-5 matchup to go the underdog's way with Liberty University from the ASUN. They might have moved conferences because everybody has, but ever since Liberty came to the ASUN, which is FGCU's conference, it's been all Liberty. So the next matchup, Arizona against Akron. The Zips facing Arizona from the Big 10, Big 12. I don't know, all of these shifts in conferences. It doesn't matter anymore what conference you're in. It's the program. Arizona gets it done over Akron. Next, BYU against VCU. I'm going to go with VCU, the 11 over the 6. Wisconsin against Montana. Wisconsin gets it done. St. Mary's against Vanderbilt. I'm going with the SEC in the slight upset, the 10 over the 7. There's always one, maybe two 10s that beat a 7. So always like a pick, like a Vanderbilt over a St. Mary's, or possibly a Arkansas over Kansas, even though I picked Kansas to go to the Sweet 16. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. It's your bracket. You want to pick based on the mascots? Pick based on the mascots. If you want to spend 3 hours in front of the computer and research and pick the best percentages for every single upset pick, go for it. If you want to place bets and have some fun, please do so responsibly. And remember that none of these predictions, none of these picks are meant to be any type of betting picks. I will be wagering a total of $0 on March Madness myself personally. If you feel like wagering, please do. Have fun with it, but please do it responsibly and do it through a possible sponsor here on the channel. So anybody that's looking to sponsor Toronto Sports Insider, we are approaching the stage of the channel, 100,000 subscribers, where we will be looking at different sponsors to sponsor this amazing community that we have here from all over the world. Let's get back to the bracket. The 2 against 15, Robert Morris University against Alabama. I've got Alabama in this one. All right, so that takes us to the second round. These games will be on Saturday and Sunday. These will be exciting matchups for us to watch here on Toronto Sports Insider and hang out together, making a difference in our community with the SickKids Bracket Mania campaign. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun, and you can enjoy the fun with us. Fill out your own bracket just like I'm doing here on ncaa.com. See the link that is pinned in the chat, pinned in the comments, pinned in the description, everywhere. But make sure that your bracket is in by the tip-off on Thursday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time at noon when the brackets lock. We'll have to check on that time, but make sure your picks are in before the brackets lock or you will not be calculated in our leaderboard to be eligible to win our World Champion t-shirt. That's what it's all about here, ladies and gentlemen. It's only about a t-shirt. It's only about bragging rights. This is for fun. We want to have fun here and hang out together. Now, picking these games, Vanderbilt against Alabama in the SEC. Bama gets it done. Roll Tide right into the Sweet 16. Wisconsin and VCU. I'm going to go with another upset here. VCU gets it done over Wisconsin. VCU has some tournament history of getting the victory in March, but they also are known to lose some games they're expected to win. Arizona against Liberty. Liberty is another pick for me to get to the Sweet 16. I'm going to pick them to beat Arizona. Duke and Mississippi State. Duke wins it. Liberty. We always seem to have a team that makes a big-time run in these tournaments that is a double-digit seed. I haven't even looked at the Midwest bracket yet because this is the first bracket that I'm filling out, and I am going to go with it. This is my bracket for the tournament. We'll be tracking it live through the standings in the Capital One ncaa.com March Madness Bracket Challenge. Our group, Toronto Sports Insider Group, the link is pinned. VCU, Alabama. I'm going with Alabama against Liberty. Liberty beats Duke. Cooper Flagg gets injured. Something bad happens. Duke always seems to lose in the first couple of rounds. Liberty will surprise them. This is a team who consistently wins games against top 25 teams in the non-conference schedule. Liberty against Bama. Can we make Liberty's run go all the way to the final? Why not? The Final Four. Liberty is a 12 seed getting it done. I may regret this pick, but again, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter. It's all in good fun. All right, next up, the Midwest bracket. Let's see what we've got here. First up, Houston against SIU Edwardsville. Houston with the victory. Easy. I will never pick a 16 seed over a 1, even though it has happened. Very, very unlikely. Gonzaga against Georgia. The Zags get it done over the Bulldogs of Georgia. Clemson, McNeese. I'm going to go with Clemson there over the 12 of McNeese, but I could very easily see McNeese getting it done over the Tigers from Clemson. Purdue against High Point. Purdue, the 4 seed. Illinois against Texas or Xavier in the first 4. Illinois basketball. I got to go with the pick there for, you know what, I'm switching. I change my mind, and this is the best part about March Madness is you can. I'm going to go, like I said earlier in the video, where you have to be careful with these play-in teams. Texas and Xavier are going to be matched up in a game before Illinois plays a game. They're going to be in hoopla status, getting ready, getting on the bus, taking it down to wherever that game is, hanging out together as a squad, getting ready for the game. Texas and Xavier are going to be balling. They're going to be out on the court. They're going to be getting loose. They're going to be playing a college basketball NCAA tournament game in the first round. I like them to get it done. All right, next up, let's see. We add in the Kentucky versus Troy. Kentucky has been bad all year. I love the Wildcats of Kentucky. I would love to start streaming every single game of Kentucky's season. Because here on Toronto Sports Insider, back when we had like 3,000 subscribers and nobody knew about us, we did a lot of college basketball games. And those Kentucky basketball games were insane. There are fans from all over the world when Kentucky is good and at the top of their game like they were when John Calipari was there bringing in the dream team every single year. But that is not the case with Kentucky anymore. Troy against Kentucky, I'm going with the upset. Troy knocks off the Wildcats. UCLA, Utah State, the Bruins of Los Angeles get it done. Tennessee and Wofford. Tennessee was a tough team for Florida. They kept fighting, even though the Gators were ready to take off in that game in multiple occasions. Next up, UCLA, Tennessee. Tennessee goes to the Sweet 16. Troy against Texas Xavier. That is my pick. Texas or Xavier to go through. And remember, when you are picking your bracket, if you get your bracket in and these first 4 games are not done yet, whoever wins that game is your pick. So if you pick Texas to beat Xavier, but Xavier beats Texas, your pick is still good if Xavier then makes it all the way to the Sweet 16, like I said, that I think Texas will do so from the SEC. Actually, I don't. I will go with Xavier. I'm going to pick Xavier to go through and beat Illinois. But actually, first Texas, then Illinois, then they're going to beat Troy, and then, or Kentucky, and then take on Tennessee in the Sweet 16, where that run will end as Tennessee gets it done. Houston, Gonzaga, 1-8. There's another one of those matchups. I always like picking the 8 seed like I did for UConn over Florida, but not this time. Houston gets it done. I still don't even have a 1 seed in, and I don't think Houston's my pick to be that 1 seed, but it might not be a bad pick at all. Purdue against Clemson. I'm going to go with Purdue of the Big Ten. Houston against Purdue. I still don't have a 1 seed. You know what? I'm going with Houston. And then against Tennessee, I'm going with Houston again. That takes us to the Final Four. Insiders, we finally made it to the Final Four of my first look of the bracket. We're getting ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs game starting in just a few minutes. But first, we've got to talk about the Final Four. Michigan State against UConn. Like I said, the experience, it matters so much in this tournament. But I'm going with Michigan State and the Spartans to get the victory there. To face off against the Cinderella run will end for Liberty at the point of the Final Four in San Antonio, right next to Houston, Texas. Houston will win. The Cougars take on the Spartans from Michigan State. My pick, the Houston Cougars win March Madness, the bracket, it all. So guess what? You know what that means? It probably means that that pick will be out within the first 2 rounds of the tournament. So you're probably safe to not pick my pick and do your own thing. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to let TSI Tim give it a run with his first shot on a live stream. Tim, take it away. Give us a few minutes of your betting ideas and picks. Tim is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to be setting up the Leaf stream. We'll see you back in the chat. Oh, and speaking of Las Vegas, Miss V, cheers. Shout out to Veronica in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
What is up, Toronto Sports Insiders? This is TSI Tim. I'm coming to you live. We are going to do a bracket breakdown. I'm going to make my picks live here for you guys. We'll be talking about these games, talking about some of the bets that I've already made, some bets that I like, and let's pick some winners. But first, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live for all 67 games this year, starting Tuesday with the first 4. We're going to start in the South. Auburn is the best team in the country. They have had a rough week or two here, but they're still the best team. I'm picking Auburn to win. They're probably going to be my national title pick. Second round matchup here for Auburn. But I do like Louisville to advance in that first round. Next up, we've got Michigan State and Bryant. Michigan State's going to win this game. I don't particularly like this Michigan State team. They're very deep, but they don't really have any go-to guys. Jace Richardson would be the closest thing. I like Auburn to beat Louisville, even though that game is in Lexington. Will be a very pro-Louisville crowd, I imagine. And I'm taking Auburn to get to the Final Four. Marquette's kind of my sleeper to get to the Elite Eight. I just think Auburn is the best team in the country, and are kind of the best 5 teams in the country. They all play different styles, and I think we're going to get Alabama and Duke in the Elite Eight. That's going to be an incredible game if we get it. Lots of points on the board, and toss-up game. I'm going to go with Duke to get to the Final Four, but Man, that would be a hell of a game. I hope we get that. That'll be a fun one to watch. Let's finish out with the Midwest. Houston, as I've said, one of the best defensive teams in the country. That's where it's going to end for them. I'm taking Houston to beat Clemson. And then I'm taking Tennessee to get to the Final Four. Auburn to cut down the nets this year. I think Auburn can cut down the nets. And we will say that they will win this game 75-69. There you have it. That's my bracket. And don't forget, like, subscribe. We'll be here all week, all next week. We'll have every game, 67 games here for you. And don't forget to join our bracket group where you can compete against me. You've seen my bracket, so you know what you got to do to win. Compete against TSI Mike, other people in the community. The link is in the description. And don't forget the Bracket Mania Challenge for SickKids Hospital. The link is in the description there too. Make a difference in your community. Let's go. It's the best time of the year. I love March Madness, and let's go. We'll see you in the chat.
Tim, nice job, man. Thank you. Microphone, there it is. Whoa, that is really bad lighting, or at least it looks so on my monitor, but it's not that bad on the TV. What's up, Foggy Wonderland? How's it going? How long is the break? Like 20 seconds. That's it. I'm right here. I'm getting ready for the Maple Leafs game. We're going to switch it over. Let me get the chat up here. You guys see all the stuff here that's been on the screen. Please make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single sports game that we do here on Toronto Sports Insider. We're going to be live tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs game against Calgary Flames. We'll be shipping everybody directly over to that as soon as this ends, to that stream. And then we've got the Raptors coming up against the Phoenix Suns tonight as well. That one's going to be a late one in Toronto, 10 o'clock Eastern start on that one. So Foggy, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you guys join our bracket challenge group immediately. Get on it. If you haven't done it yet, jump in. In your opinion, on a scale of 4 to 14, how important is it for Maple Leafs to win out so they can get the 1 seed and avoid playing the Panthers and Tampa? All right, we're going to switch it over to hockey to get ready there for the Leafs. Look, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. No matter who this team plays in the playoffs, it's going to be a crazy series, and it's going to be the same question asked once again, over and over, that we've been asked every single season as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Is this the year? Can they get it done? Can they break the, I'm not even going to say curse of the first round, because they did break that and make it to the second round once, but that's not enough. So, you know, for me, right now, the rest of the season is just preparing, staying healthy, and getting ready to take on whoever it may be in the playoffs, because it is going to be a very tough test against whichever team that we go up against, whether it's the Panthers, whether it's the Bruins. If the Bruins, they going to get in? I don't think they're going to get in. But there we go. All right, it's kind of bright in here now. How's that? Whoa, that's way too bright. Okay. So I don't think it matters. Right now, the Leafs just have to prepare and stay healthy and get ready to play Coach Berube's physical style in the playoffs. If they can handle that, they're fine. They will be able to go on a run. They have enough talent. The goaltending is different this year. The Leafs could make a run. Am I going to put my money on it? No, you saw the video there as far as what we've got for that. Let me switch this over to the just chatting screen. Where's my camera? There's my mic. I'm still talking. 1 second, y'all. Hey, there's Allison right when I switched over to the one with no camera. All right, we're going to go back over to this one. We're going to get rid of that little logo there. You don't stop talking. No, I don't. So we're going to be wrapping this one up here and sending everybody over to the Leafs game. And then make sure you've joined our bracket challenge group so that we can track our brackets and have some fun every single live, all 67 games right here on Toronto Sports Insider. And we're going to make a difference in the Toronto Sports Insider and SickKids Hospital Bracket Mania campaign. Go Leafs go. We'll see you in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. Foggy Wonderland. What's that question? Do you think Matthews solidifies himself as the current best goal scorer, usurping Ovi from a dominant playoff campaign this year? I think Matthews goes crazy in the playoffs finally. It's definitely possible. You saw what he did last year in the regular season. He's not going to repeat that this year. He's not. Could happen in the playoffs. We'll see. We will see. I really hope so. I really, really, really hope that our Leafs can make a run because it's going to be absolutely crazy. And you know what? I will make an announcement right here since I'm going to end this live and we are about to shut it down. Our Toronto Maple Leafs games, when we do every single game of the NBA and NHL playoffs, live hangouts right here on Toronto Sports Insider, 100% of the revenue from Toronto Maple Leaf streams will be donated to SickKids Hospital as part of that campaign. Go Leafs go. Thanks for filling out a bracket with us today, everyone in the world, no matter where you're watching from. We'll see you in the chat.